Buddha means the enlightened one, but Buddha also signifies a huge heart which the world very badly needs now. A heart which can feel for everyone, for every being of this universe. Buddha was born around 563 BC. His father, Suddhadhana, was the ruler of the Shakya clan. His mother, Maya, died during the early days of Buddha. He was still then Siddhartha Gautama, which was his earlier name before being Buddha. So, after his birth, sage Asita came to their place and he predicted that this little boy, little child, would either become a great ruler or a great religious leader. Now, as you know, that hardly any parent wants their child to take the path of renunciation, become a religious man in that sense. So his father Suddhadana also thought the same thing, and as he was the ruler of his own clan, the Shakya clan, so he wanted his son to become a great ruler and not a great religious leader. So, in order that his son does not become a religious person and take the path of renunciation, he kept Siddhartha amidst all sorts of pleasures and luxury right from his childhood. And it was strictly ordered that no sufferings or worries or any sort of thing of this kind should be presented or should come near Gautama, so that he does not have this sense of renunciation. So he grew up amidst all luxuries, what was at his disposal, fine food, the best of clothes, and everything, whatever was possible. So, and then he was married to Yashodhara, and they had a beautiful little child whose name later on became to be Rahul. But, it is said that only that will happen which is destined. So as he was destined to become Buddha, one day he asked his charioteer to take out the chariot and that he would like to go out for a ride in the town. They went, they proceeded, and he was seeing all sorts of people. For the first time he was face to face with the realities of life and seeing everything. And suddenly he saw an old man, and that was his first seeing an old person. So he, in all his wonder, he asked his charioteer that who is he? And why is he walking in that way? Bent and not straight and bold. His charioteer said that he is an old person and that every one of us would one day become old. He was taken aback because this reality was not known to him. They proceeded further, and then he saw a person who was tottering, shaking. He was sick. Again, surprised, he asked his charioteer, "Why is this person like this? He's tottering, he's shaking, unable to walk properly." His charioteer said, "He's a sick person. He's suffering from some sickness or illness." Again he was surprised, and that this could happen to anyone. He thought that even to me, I can also become like this. They proceeded on, and after some time, he saw some people carrying a person on their shoulder. The person was lying quietly. He said, "What is this?" He was answered that he is dead, and that one day every one of us will die. This is inevitable. This is the one thing which is most certain and which none can escape. He was shocked. And as they were returning to the palace, by this time already Siddhartha was thinking about all this intensely. And when they were returning to the palace, he saw an ascetic absorbed in meditation. He was quiet and calm and serene, full of bliss. It was so nice watching him. He went back, and all this, whatever he saw, they were just, he was like in a turmoil, all these things going on within him. And then he thought that, what is the use of all these luxuries and all these pleasures if I am to become old, if I can be sick anytime, and if I have to die? What is all this? What are all this about? And then he thought that I need to get a remedy. That was the main thing. I need a solution for this. And one night, leaving his beautiful wife Yashodhara and their small little child Rahul, he went away. He left the palace at the dead of night. He went to different places. He came in contact with different school of thoughts, but he was not satisfied. He was not comfortable with the extremities which were practiced during that time. When he sat in meditation, observing all the extremities, he saw that he was feeling hungry, but it was said that you have to overcome it. But he then saw that he was thinking about the hunger more and about the food more than about the solution, then about the remedy to overcome this. What he saw, the sufferings, the pains, the agony, death. And then a lady, as it happens, in the Indian tradition that whoever is a monk or an ascetic, people serve them, and they regard this to be very pious and very good work, to serve an ascetic or a spiritual person. So a lady came with some food, and there were some other friends with Gautama who were also in this austerity, and they were not ready to accept that food because it was against the extremities, the rules of the extremities of overcoming hunger and everything else. But Buddha saw that he had to survive in order to have the solution, in order to have enlightenment. And he accepted the food with gratitude. Seeing this, the other 5 friends who were there, they left Gautama. Gautama satisfied his hunger, and he went on with his austerities. And on the day of Buddha Purnima, the day when he was born, it's very interesting, he achieved liberation or the enlightenment on that very day when he was born. So Buddha Purnima is also his birthday and also the day of his enlightenment. So during this day, on this day, Buddha Purnima, he achieved enlightenment. He got the solution, what he was searching for so long, the solution or the answer to all the sufferings, the agonies, the pain, death, everything. There was a solution to all the things that he saw, he came across, and that humanity comes across. He got enlightened. And that is what is the meaning of Buddha, the enlightened one. He achieved his enlightenment, what is now presently known as Bodh Gaya, under a banyan tree, which is still there, which one can see visiting Bodh Gaya. And then he came back among the locality, went to Sarnath, and then he began his preaching from Sarnath, which is just near Varanasi now. So from there he began his preaching. And Buddha means, normally, Buddha signifies, or by the very word Buddha, what comes to one's mind is a heart which can feel for everyone, not only for human being, not only for the humanity, but for everything. He was ready even to sacrifice his life for a goat. The goat was being taken to sacrifice, as they do after some worship. There is the ritual, in some cases they sacrifice animals. So this goat was taken to be sacrificed. And he asked the person who was dragging this goat that, "What are you doing?" He said, "It is being taken for sacrifice." He said, "Why?" He said, "It's a good thing. It's a pious thing to sacrifice an animal after the worship." He said, "Please, you take me there." And then he went to that place where the sacrifice would be offered. Then he asked that, "Why are you offering this sacrifice?" He was told that because it's a pious thing, we can earn virtue by this. Then he answered that if by sacrificing a goat you can achieve or you can gain virtue, then by sacrificing me you can achieve much more virtue. I am ready to sacrifice myself. You please leave the goat. This is Buddha, a heart which could even feel for the goat. And it is said about Buddha that he never took a breath for himself. After he became Buddha, everything was for others. Each and every breath of his was for others. That is what is meant by Buddha. Not only the enlightened one. Of course, Buddha means the enlightened one, but Buddha also signifies a huge heart which the world very badly needs now. A heart which can feel for everyone, for every being of this universe. And it is said about Buddha that he even forgave his enemies. And that is why he said, there is a very beautiful saying of Buddha. There are very many good things, not only about Buddha, but about all the self-realized persons. They have spoken so beautifully, so good words. They have lived their life so beautifully. But it's up to us that we cannot follow them. We speak about them, but we must follow them. That is where they can become really successful. It doesn't matter to them, but it really matters us, that if we can implement their thoughts, their deeds, their ideas, their words, then we can become beautiful, and we in turn can make this society, this whole world, a beautiful place to live in. So Buddha says, judge nothing. Judge nothing, you will be happy. We always judge, Something happened and then we give a label. Oh, this is good, this is bad. Without seeing anything, without knowing anything, we just give a label. This is good, this is bad. So, do not judge. Judge nothing, you will be happy. Forgive everything, you will be happier. Love everything, you will be happiest.